Greetings, fellow traders. Bubblehead here, and it's time for the Daily Market Wrap, sponsored by Positive Trends Research. Before we get started, please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Everything we're going to talk about today is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. Okay, so once again, guys, happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans out there. Thank you for your service to our country. What a day today! So, granted, it was not a high volume day today. The SPX was pretty muted, right? Inside day. In fact, the range of today was 12.51, right? So it's not an NR7 day, right? But it's a nearest range in 4 days. Anyway, inside day, pretty narrow range, right? At the upward trend line, right? So it gave its first little kind of ding in the armor right there with a push below it. So a bearish close below that, or even a thrust below that, could start sending this market back down, right? Look how the RSI got a little bit overbought on Friday, and it's now already starting to push its way back down. So some caution is definitely warranted there. So we'll keep an eye on that too. Let's take a look at the VIX. Okay, so the VIX is still, not giving a bullish close right here. We're kind of working our way down here to the support zone. So that is something that is positive for the market there. So that is good. So I don't want to be too ominous about everything there, but it's something to definitely be concerned about, right? So, but in general, right, the market is still above the upward channel right here, the upper channel, this massive channel that we've been just going through all year, right? So we pushed through it. Right now, we're kind of holding it as support. So it is an important area, right? Now, if it does break down, right, we have some gaps below that we could start, possibly seeing it fill. So interesting stuff, right? But when we look at, what's happening, right? We saw Amazon today. I mean, it had a very weak day today, right? Inside 15, it stayed at the low end of its orb, right? The opening range bar, the 15 orb low. So it kind of stayed there at the low state. That wasn't bullish, right? So Amazon's not participating in this market rally, right? So, or in the market strength right now. Apple, on the other hand, is, right? It's probably holding the whole market up, right? So 15 orb up today. I mean, just incredible move on Apple, even after being gapped down. I mean, just incredible stuff. They're keeping this thing up for a little bit, at least until option expiration, in my humble opinion, right? Big stuff today. We had Boeing today. Boeing had a big news, something about being able to clear their planes for flying by the December. I mean, I don't know how this is bullish news, right? They're going to continue to be delayed, and who even knows if anyone's going to fly on these things. But either way, it was enough to get this thing going. So 15-hour breakout right here, and guys, we have tools and strategies that we use in our group, right? That would have actually had us long here, even after this big move, right? It was a very strong scoop up right there, and it gave us a nice move from level to level, guys. These are levels that we use that I tweet out and I provide to our members every single night, well, every market night. Our go-to list key levels, right? This is we went through a lot of levels, right? We filled the closing gap right there. We got an inside day right here, right? Then we had a support level right here that we tested that was actually resistance today. So very, very good stuff. These are levels that we use on all of our go-to list ones. So very, very good stuff there. Speaking of which, Roku was another one that gave us a nice move out of the 15 orb today, so that was good. We had a little bit of a bull flag here, and then worked our way out to the next level, which was the gap window level on Roku. So that was just some good moves today. You just have to be able to look at the right stocks that are moving and see the setups on them, right? And these were the ones that moved, right? So we have Apple, Boeing, and Roku. So those were the big ones today, really. And then Tesla gave a little bit this morning, right? This actually I thought was going to be the most bullish out of all of them, and it turned out it wasn't. That's why you just have to play your levels and look at your candles and make sure it makes sense, right? There was a couple moves out of it. The 15-hour break right here was pretty good, 346 up to 349, so a 3-point move off of that. But again, so they started to get a little bit extended, right? You go to the daily chart and where are we? Right, so we're at these levels right here. We're starting to push up, right? Is it ready to gap and go? Does it have enough steam in it, right, to get there? Well, I mean, we're kind of at these resistance levels right here, prior. So it's definitely want to keep an eye on. Definitely something to always keep an eye on. The different time frames. Okay, so there's that good stuff there. So tonight, not too much on the earnings list, but tomorrow we've got Cron in the morning, so that should be pretty interesting. That's the start of the what is it, the wellness stocks, as they start to enter their kind of earnings little run right here. We've got CGCs coming up on the 14th, so that's coming up. I know Tilray's tomorrow after the close, so we have that coming up there. Some of the other ones that we're looking at for tomorrow, OSTK could be interesting. Overstock earnings for tomorrow, so that could be interesting. I'm not really seeing anything mesmerizing on this one, but it is kind of holding some support levels here, so that could be an interesting trade tomorrow. And finally, DR Horton and Advanced Auto Parts. So sorry. DHI. Okay, so they have earnings tomorrow, so that could be interesting. A home builder stock that could be pretty significant, in terms of just sort of perspective of the economy. So that is interesting. And then Advanced Auto Parts is another one. Let's just get that pulled up here. If we could get if we could get through this little hiccup. Okay, and other than that, we have Advanced Auto Parts for tomorrow. Oh, I wonder how many times people put in Advanced Auto Parts and then they go to Apple. Let's take a look. See if that data comes through here. There's Apple. Okay, Advanced Auto Parts, and they have earnings coming up tomorrow too. So let's take a look and see how they look on the daily chart. So market maker expected move is 11 points on this one. So let's see. So if it goes 11 points, right? We could see our way up here. Right? It really would have to close. It had to be a stellar report and push above this 182.56 level for it to be interesting to the upside. And then downside would be actually pretty tricky too, as it runs into the cloud and all that. So this should be an interesting one to look at tomorrow. But anyway, other than that, that's all for now. So again, happy Veterans Day, and thank you to our service members for your service to the country. And I hope everybody has a good rest of your evening. And we'll see you on the free YouTube live stream on the Bowhead channel. And remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you soon.